Hi, welcome back to my videos. I've had a couple of months off, so I'll continue with the Uber videos I normally do. Today I want to talk to you about one part of your app, which is the rider compliment side of things. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll just get the phone. I'll turn it off just in case they start giving me a video, give me a job while I'm doing this video. So firstly, if you go to your rating site, and there's my rating and everything, if you want to have a quick look, 6,051, 4.9 star rating, 75% confirmation and 4% cancellation. It did go up to 4.91 once, then it came down again. It's probably the highest I've gone to actually. And if you now go to underneath that, you can see it says total compliments. If you go to that, and this is what today's video is going to be all about. I don't know how you guys feel about these things. I feel a bit degraded. For me, it's like going back to school. These actual flipping badges they give you. It's just, and God, they don't even make any sense to me whatsoever. Next to it, quickly, you got on the next slide it goes 233 notes. Now the notes are actually all the things people write telling you how good you are, but I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in this. Well, I'm not even really interested in this either. Look, the guy who invented this is a proper dickhead. And if it's one of the drivers who have actually told them, you need to do something like this, well, frankly, he's a bigger dickhead. Anyway, let's talk about individually what they are all about, and so what I'll do, I'll start from the least of mine and then we'll go on the way up and just try and break them down and see if we could make a bit of sense from what it's all about. Now the first one I got there, if you look right on the left hand side, it says well stocked up. Now it's saying, thanks for making extra effort to provide your rider with handy items, they're really appreciated. A lot of bollocks. If you got water in your car, please stop it. I am asking you, don't ever do it. I've done it, and that's the reason I got about 3 of them, but they are misleading. And let me what I'm trying to say is, right, you're not even making profit on a, if you're doing a minimum job. Like there's parts of the UK which has a minimum rate of £3. So if you take that, for instance, a £3 base rate. Now that base rate, obviously they're going to take 25%, which is 75p. You're left with £2.25. Now if you had 4 of these waters scattered around, and all 4 of your passengers decided to have one of them each, and it did happen, it does happen, and one of those are costing you 30p each, a total of £1.20 is going down the drain for a stupid flipping badge. So you're left with £1 and 5p after your initial, and we're not even taking out fuel or time or anything like that. So a total loss. If you're stocking up, you're thinking, don't listen to what Uber's saying, give them chewing gum. I mean, if you're giving them chewing gum on top of the drink, you are totally insane. Please don't do it. I've done it and I've made loss, and I'm asking you not to do it so you don't make that loss as well. Okay, let's go to the next one. You probably see, what is it? Nice car. I don't even know what that is all about. Nice car, and this is what I mean when it contradicts. I mean, you got things like clean and tidy at the top, so can you not have a nice car which is not clean and tidy? I don't know. A lot of rubbish, if you ask me. It doesn't even make any sense at all. Okay, Next one is Nice Tunes. Got five batches. You know, I'll tell you, if you want these, there's only one way of getting it, and that's not playing what they want, it's what you play. And if you play classical music, you're guaranteed a few of these. You know, I mean, that's how I ended up with them, not playing, I don't know, Nicki Minaj or whatever. You know, classical music gets you these. The only drawback is you flipping fall asleep listening to it. It's a lot of rubbish, you know, but if you want it, that's how you get it. Next one, Made My Day. Thanks for making your riders Uber experience amazing. You made their day. Now, if that's making their day, catching a cab, you know, says so much about Uber riders, you know. Anyway, next one, Made Me Laugh. What is that all about? And this is what it says on there, if you're just wondering what I'm reading off. Thanks for keeping your rider chuckling during their journey. So basically, next time you see a Uber driver going past you or in front of you or stopped at a junction and their passengers at the back are going that means it's getting one of these batches. You know, I mean, I'm telling you, it is a lot of rubbish. Next one's a great route, 15 of them. The way to great route, firstly through experience. You know, I hardly use a sat nav, mainly because I've been doing this job 22 years, so I've got a good idea of, you know, how to go around Birmingham. So that does help. Secondly, I mean, you could see what I'm doing is showing you a Samsung phone, mainly because I got rid of, well, I didn't get rid of it. What it was, Uber wanted the iPhone they provide back, and then I borrowed the wife's iPhone for a while. Then it turned into permanent, and then she wanted it back. So then I got myself a Samsung, and I quite like it actually. The Android, what I'm going to do, I'll do a separate video on that anyway. But for this particular video now, when I'm talking about rider compliment, the great route, what I'm trying to say is on the Android, when you go to Google Map, you could actually see the 3 routes they give you, and you could choose which one you want, and that's a good way of getting cutting down journeys. You know, like when I used to be on iPhone, and it used to take you all the way around, and you couldn't really, unless you zoomed out and chose another journey, whatever, you know, you went around and you could feel you know, I mean, you're taking the long route. So, and you know, it doesn't create that, you know, rider experience with the rider knowing that you're going the long way. So if you want to, if you're not very experienced, or you know, you want to go a great route, work off that Android phone. You know what I mean, and it works a lot better. Clean and tidy, 17 of them. Well, says itself, really, clean and tidy. You know, mine isn't clean and tidy. You know, there's no, you know, there's a lot of rubbish. Great chat, 96, my second popular. Great chat. Thanks for having a great chat to remember with you. Thanks for having a great chat to remember with your last rider. They loved the conversation. I don't know. And last one, 155 of them, which is excellent service. You made the extra effort to ensure your riders' time with you was easy and enjoyable, and they're thanking you for it. You know, and this is what I mean. You know, so you could have a good car, but you can't give an excellent service. You know, you just, I mean, you know, if you look at that properly, you know, you could zigzag between them and say, well, if yours that, why is that? That could be, you know, it's a lot of rubbish. And that is today's video on the rider compliment side of things. I hope you like it, and I'll soon be making another video. Thank you for watching this one. Bye bye now.